Hello everyone, I am making. This isn't really a challenge, it's more of an idea I had. I thought it'd be fun to show it to everybody. I'm really far into it, as you can see with all these family members at the moment. But I will explain to you what this is after I say a few things, explain a few things. First thing is that I do not live alone, so my mother, father, sister, and two nieces are in the living room, and I'm in my room. So you might be hearing some baby cries at a few times. I apologize if that bothers you, but there's nothing I could do. The next thing I want to say is I'm using Bandicam, and Bandicam is from what I've read, very known for having sound issues, as in I don't sound very well, and I'm very sorry for that. I know that turns people off, and if it does, um, I'm sorry for that. Anybody who does stay my ers, and other things like that, and my stuttering, and not being able to pronounce things correctly, will probably turn you all off to anybody who stays. So I'm not expecting to get very many views on this video. I'm not expecting to get very many fans for my Sims. I'm more for my sellout Sonic series. And the reason I have been working on those is because, again, my scripts and all that stuff that I had worked on for a long time has been disappeared on my computer. About this one time when I got on, and it was like when I first got it. So I got some of my old files because I found them deep and deep within my computer. Because again, it was just like when I bought it. It had the same screensaver, it only had a few things on it. But somehow, I really don't remember how, I found a lot of my old files and I put them on. And right after that, oh god, they weren't there anymore. Because they've turned it off and turned it back on, and it was like the way it was before, just without those files. I don't know what happened, but now they're with, I don't know. I really don't. Oh my god. Yeah, so that happened, and it was very devastating. And I have been working, but I'm having a huge brain fart. I don't want it to be boring, and I don't want it to be bland. But it is a Shad Amy series, so you don't expect that much. So to anybody out there who's hoping to get some information, I am very sorry. And if you want to help me or give me any support or ideas, you can. I am trying to do it. And I know that one time where I didn't have it for like 3 months because my movie maker stopped working. And that was when I had a really bad cheap computer that my father got me from his old job. So it wasn't the best, and it kept destroying on me, and it just hurt when all my work was gone. And I didn't have serious, like, need medication depression. I just had no desire to redo it. It's not that I don't like to do it, it's just that I was heartbroken. But anyway, other than that, this is my new Sim series. And I tried to get this other screen recorder, and it wouldn't take my Sims. And on this one, people told me this is the best way to do it. And I'm used to full screen where I can move it with my mouse, but I can't right now. See, I can't. And so I'm going to do it with keys on my keyboard, and I'm really not used to that. And it's just, oh my god, I'm so not used to that. It just feels wrong and not right. So I've been doing this for a few hours, and I'm still not comfortable with it. And I just spent a bunch of money on this recording stuff just to realize that my voice will sound a little off. Again, if this turns you off, I am again sorry. And I hope that whoever stays will be able to look past this. And I know I'll get a lot of crap for it in the comments. I might not. But either way, I know I deserve it. So yeah, the rest of the money I'm going to have is for the Christmas gifts for my large family. Now, going to this, because I just spent a bunch of your time repeating myself and talking about stuff that you probably don't even know about because you just clicked on this. I did this with Master Controller and Woohoo. Mods, I had to have my father help me get them before I was a pro. I'm not pro, I'm average. I feel special. So this is a cult sort of let's play, I suppose. You see, the cult, I'm just gonna actually, and I have my sound really low because I don't want anybody to hear about my Sims or anything like that. But as you can see, all the houses look the same. Just gonna, and you can probably see the nursery and think there's no children, teenagers or young adults or grown full adults. And yeah, it is. But yeah, it is that. But the thing is, I'm just cut out so much. The thing is that it's a long story. The first thing I did was when I had Master Controller and I have a work that had more than one person in a household, as you can see by the huge quality I have. But but when I create a sim, I can't have more than 8, but I can bring more in by adding roommates or sims and other kinds, or having woohoo. But it was still difficult, and I was still learning about the Master Controller because I've had it for a few months now. But I was so scared at first because this one time I was messing with it, and it brought me to this whole other family, and I couldn't find my other family, and then that whole sim family was just ruined because I couldn't find it. So I was, for a long time, worried to really touch anything but advanced and basic. But within there, I found out that I could trigger a next age step, and other things like that. So then I really got into it, messed up a bunch of my sim families, but just left without saving, so I guess it was okay. I saved before I started tinkering with it, and then most of the time I would have to leave because I did something to my sim family that I didn't like. So, but this time I did really good. I tried really hard not to mess anything up, and I did okay. And so as you can see, there's one huge house. She's in her pajamas, I'm sorry. There's one huge house who looks very sophisticated and fancy and nice, and the rest of them are really cookie cutter, looking the same with just slight differences, since I worked a while on these houses and such. And this one isn't meant to be a house, it's supposed to be an indoor play place because it would rain a lot, it would get my Sims sick, and I wanted them to be doing good in school, and they would always want to go outside and play, so I'd have them go in here and play, but a bunch of the adults come in here, and it's creepy now. But, yeah. So it started out with 3 Sims, 3 Sim couples. They were married. It started out with her, and I had the fabulous idea of just having them as family number 3, family number 1, so I would know that he's with her, and that's their kid, who is just a teenager. It was after doing that, I had them all get pregnant at the same time, and I don't, on my other games, I usually have risky at 50%, like having triplets, I would have it at 50%, which I know in real life it's like 1% chance of doing that, but on this, I just had I had risky 100%, I had woohoo 100%, I had everything 100% because they had to get pregnant at the same time for this challenge to work. And I didn't want to have instant baby because I wanted to be really natural. As natural as Sims will get. And as you can see, all of the women wear the same clothes. That's because the cult has everybody be the same. Like the book The Giver. All the men wear the same exact outfits. They all wear the same everything. I've shown this to my family and it creeped them out. Oh god, I didn't know he was doing that. And it creeped them out mostly, and the teenagers also wear the same thing. So how'd I get this many with just 3 and they can only have 1? Well, I used the Instant Baby cheat. And I just had randomly had them give children, like, she has, oh, I guess she didn't, no, that was one of the families I guess didn't do that. Let's see. But like, the Grim Reaper and him had her, and she's not like African American black. She's like ink black because she's the daughter of the Reaper. You know, because that makes sense. And here's the leader, Elder. I don't know that name. It was just the name they chose, Lovelace. I've always liked the name Lovelace, even though it sounds like a porn star name. I just one day when I was playing, I made this beautiful character, and I didn't know a name for it, so I was just having it randomized, and I saw Lovelace, and at first I was like, that's so freaking weird. Why would they freaking have that? But then I thought about it for a little while, and I was like, no, okay. This is Venus Lovelace. This is the character I was talking about. Here's her husband, Thomas Lovelace. But so yeah. Sorry. I so af so a lot of them couldn't live with their mothers and fathers because again, there's one bedroom with one crib. And I waited till the original ones, and the original ones is that actually related to people who originally started the call in the first generation is Emma, Angel, and Sam. Oh, he looked horrible for a second. And the ones that weren't originally in the cult is, Jessica and Brandon and Penny and all those people and Andy, all those people who weren't originally in the cult. But they were brought into there, and when Thomas and all of them were, children, they were all supposed to be the same age, so all of them were supposed to be the same, supposed to be all the same age, so they grow the same, all have kids at the same time, wear the same clothes at the same time, be the new generation and not have much differences. So for that to happen, I had to have them age up, and then I would go into edit and create a sim, and I would, do this. It was a long process, and it takes a while, but I really thought it was worth it. So I'm going to show you Master Control. Like, I was scared to touch any of these, so I just touched these two, because it usually didn't mess up my Sims. And I would go to here, and this is the slowest part of the game. I have to take out a bunch of my stuff, like get off Firefox, and get off my chassis, so, Danny can come in there on time for the first time ever and make me feel bad for being there on time and not getting upset, because that makes me feel worse. Why can't they just be angry? And I wonder if you're going to be able to even hear me over the sound of Sims. I should probably do options. And I've watched a few YouTube videos, and they told me that I'm going to just turn off voices. Mute. Just all that mute. High free. Yeah, just completely fine. And let's see. So she is indeed a teenager. She's family number 4. She pretty normal. Not too much difference in her. Nothing too unrealistic about a teenage girl. Which, it creeps me out when people tell me how in The Sims, the Sims teens are so sexy because their body types are like 13. I figured young adult would be like, 16, all that kind of good stuff, but then teens would be, 13 through 15. It just creeps me out. And they had a lot of my stuff that I use is custom mods, custom content or mods, or stuff like that. This is the outfit that all teenage girls have at that age. And the girls that were children had these braids, not like this. It was kind of like this, but in the back. A lot of stuff has happened, and I really haven't thought about recording it. Showed people the cult idea, but I just thought, oh yeah, I'll do it. And the cult theme color, you could call it, I guess, is blue. Like, scheme. The guys mostly wear black, and the girls mostly wear a light blue. Like, I made the blue from going to here. But, yeah. The theme for the girls is blue, and the theme for the guys is mostly black. Sometimes this would change, but other than that, they were very bland clothes. Doesn't show much personality, like this, you know. And this cult is quite sexist, but I'm not sexist in any way. It was just supposed to be like the idea I had in my head. They all have the same traits, natural cook, all this stuff that a good housewife from the 1950s was supposed to have. They all wear mostly modest clothing. And I'm sorry about the really squinty eyes. They were really adorable children. They were just so cute, and then they became teens, and they're so awkward. I don't know how they became so awkward. They had such pretty parents, and they were such a cute adults and toddlers, and now they're just, like, awkward. I just hope it doesn't go that with the teens. I just hope it won't go off further. It's not like I won't play them if they're awkward. It's just kind of, you know, you wonder how. You wonder if the Sims that I chose from town as the parents had, you know, some kind of, like, ugly sibling trapped in the basement because it was too ugly for world. And it just kind of mixed in, like, 1% of it into the beauty of the two parents. That was quite morbid. But, so yeah, this is the everyday outfit for teens that are female. Formal, it's just going to be a simple blue dress that's long, kind of covers everything up, but a little bit of the shoulder. Like I said, it's relatively modest clothing. Like what you would see in a Disney movie. This is, like everywhere else, teens would be wearing stuff like this, but now Disney, just that. They all wear dresses or skirts. Now again, this is supposed to be a very sexist cult, and being born into it is pretty bad because the other girls, the first generation, chose to live this life. These girls were born into it and didn't know any better. And her traits are, oh, I forgot to do one. Family oriented, good, natural cook. You know, all the sexist stuff. I'm not saying that it's, you know, a girl shouldn't be good at cooking because she should be able to do stuff herself. I'm just saying that I'm supposed to be, like, as close-minded cult-ish as far as I could. But, as I keep trying to say, but I'm letting myself distract myself by continuing to talk about stuff that doesn't even matter. The thing I'm trying to say is, so they would come in as newborns. But of course, newborns can't just go around laying in a household. They would die, or the social worker would come. Most likely the social worker would come. And I'm sorry, my computer is so slow. So, before that would happen, I would just have to probably I just age them up to a child, and then they would live in the house with their future spouse. I've actually made a role play about this, where these three half siblings come into this cult, and they have a normal reaction of, I need to get out of here, they're going to try to control my life, brainwash me. And the other person's a cult is somebody who's been there all their lives, or their parents were born here, and they don't know any better. I've had a few people roleplay with me. Other people think that, this is a 6-year-old and future spouse. Because one of them is a 6-year-old boy and, future spouse. They would think that it's supposed to be pedophilia, but I'm strongly against that, and it's not supposed to be like that. And I tried to explain it in the starter without trying to make it too awkward. And that's why I made the 6-year-old a boy, because, if I make him a girl, every single guy on that site and on How to Catch a Predator will be wanting to get in his pants. So I made him a boy, and that's kept him pretty safe. Now my 13-year-old, on the other hand, because it's 2 girls and 1 boy, she's not very safe. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make them date with their teens, so when they become young adults and have to have 1 kid, and the kid, when it becomes a teenager, have to leave the house. When they become a normal adult, they'll have to die. Yeah, when they're an adult, they die. Because the kids, at that time, should be young adults, and they are no longer leaded in the cult to keep the teenagers in line. You know what's really, really crappy? I bought this, it's like the best one you could buy for the dishwasher, and it's constantly breaking. I don't know if I'm overusing it or something, because there's so many people, I can't monitor all of them, but it's just like everywhere I turn, there's just somebody who's messing up. And finally, the elder who makes all the decisions and stuff like that. I'm gonna get her into normal outfit because it's just gonna be easier to take her. It's gonna be easier to take her seriously. But the firstborn will be the new elder of the whole thing. They'll be the new elder. They'll make the decisions. They'll get to choose what happens. They get to live in this beautiful house and be able to learn logic and be in contact with the outside world and all that kind of good stuff that the other people don't get. Because they don't get any contact. The most they have in their houses is books. Oh, I have 2 in this house. I have to fix that. But, yeah. The best thought for any kind of entertainment or knowing of the outside world is books. And in the storyline of the roleplay, where I mostly branched out to storyline, it's made by somebody in the cult. They self-publish it, and then go to the family inventory and put all the books back in the shelves. But no, what I'm trying to say is, so they would have to go there and just get that published, and then people in the cult can read it. And it's not very much. It's non-fiction stuff about stuff thousands of years ago that wouldn't make them think too much. Oh yeah, this is supposed to be the creepy room. The creepy room with little boys in pajamas. It's because I kept forgetting what the boys were supposed to wear for pajamas, so I just made this whole room on a rage quit. It's Beautiful Minds room, it's creepy. And this crib, this nursery is pretty freaking awesome. I swear, my mom and dad had this nursery for me. I would never complain about anything ever. And they have a library full of books of the outside world, so they would know what's going on, have types of ideas or suggestions of how they should run the cult. And it's very beautiful, very fancy. Growing up in this place would probably be very nice. And there's that mole that keeps going everywhere. I want to kick it over a little bit. This is Hector. I'll go to Hector and have him kick that guy, because I'm tired of him moving around. I don't know what they'll do, but I want to do that. And this keeps randomly happening. I'm sorry that my Sims is so incredibly slow. And when I was playing this, and then I stopped because my dad walked over and said, if you give me your money, I'll help you pay for this now. So I kind of got off. Well, I didn't got off. I just clicked it off because it's not a full screen, and I didn't know you could have it at different screens. playing The Sims all my life. Didn't even know that. But so when I found that out, I was very excited because now I can talk to my Skype friends and my Chazzy and talk to people. But it makes my Sims incredibly slow. So I have to either choose which is Chazzy people or my Skype people. And usually the choosing is done for me because they have usually it's done for me because The Sims or not The Sims. Because my Skype friends usually have to get off, my Chazzy friends won't be there. And if I do, I usually choose my Chazzy people because, again, it's Chazzy. They just never come back, even a reply fast enough. I wish they would get a freaking kick or a Skype for me, and they won't. So I just have to sit here and hope they'll come in today. God, I hate those people. Don't they care? But, it's kind of odd how they had snow a minute ago, but now it's just magically disappeared into the unrealistic grass. But this is, I don't know her name, but she's Lovelace, and she's very beautiful. She's meant to be beautiful and sophisticated and a little evil. And her mother isn't even Lovelace, but I just love the name so much. I just had to have Lovelace. It's just porn star beautifulness. Which reminds me, I should watch some porn later. But, in this right now, she's gonna get a date with some guy she knew as a teenager. Because the other kids, who are now teenagers now, were becoming teenagers in a day. And she has to be the oldest, and they can't be the same age, or she isn't the elder. So I had to make her grow up with the mouse controller. As you can see, there's still cake around. I've had her clean up most of it. I know you don't believe me, but she's cleaned up a lot. There was plates in the hallway, just everywhere. Every single counter. It was just awful. Even in the creepy boy room. So yeah, she's gonna go meet that boy that's still a teenager. I don't know what that was about. Oh, and you might hear the beautiful music that's all around you. And she's very isolated because, again, she isn't supposed to grow bonds with the people of the cult because they're not supposed. Because that would kind of mess up her judgment a little bit. I know the grass is so unrealistic right now. It's because my game is lagging, and it's supposed to be. See, it's supposed to be a slushy type of snow, but it's not that, and I'm sorry, it's not. But they're living in the middle of the two richest people of the town of Sunset Valley, and I took away that river just really angrily. Freaking big, lot of room needed. And nowhere in Sunset Valley had that, and I could have had it somewhere else in another place, but it's all very hilly and lumpy, and it would have looked terrible, and it would have been so hard that I just got rid of that whole thing in the middle, that really beautiful, pretty thing that I regret now, kinda, and just put the colony cult place. But yeah, anyway, yes, her hair is violet. She's supposed to be... Her hair isn't naturally supposed to be violet. It's supposed to be a blonde. But I changed it to violet because I wanted her to be very different. As I said, very different, very beautiful, very majestic and sophisticated and calm and collected for being a good leader. And again, she's lonely because she doesn't have very many friends. Because she's not supposed to talk with the other ones and get feelings and develop things for them. And where the hell is that guy? He's supposed to be here because, you know, he's a teenager that you knew in high school, and he's still a teenager because just a little while ago she changed back into an adult, so that, you know, and she's supposed to, you know, have intercourse with him, have had 2 children or more, and when children doesn't, in one kid, is going to move away and going to be inside of the Sunset Valley community, and the other one's going to be, well, the ruler. Oh, is that him? I really have no clue or care. It is him. It's Ethan. I think that's Ethan Branch. Watch me be wrong, and I'm just gonna be. Ugh. So with the woohooer, an adult and a child could have sex and get married, all that sort of good stuff. And I suppose that it's probably wrong, because again, it creeps me out because I'm thinking that he's 13 and a young adult's like 16, but I really couldn't care. And it's hard to talk to this guy. This one guy got stuck in my house because I locked everybody out. Because what I did to make sure that nobody goes to anybody else's houses is only specific people can open it. The people that actually live there can only open it. And even the women who live there, when they become adult, they cannot open the door. So they're stuck in there to clean and cook, and then the man will take the trash out, do all that good stuff. Again, amazingly sexist. It's supposed to be a very sexist, not very good place to live. So yeah, the cult idea, I searched on YouTube for it, because I thought this idea would be way overdone and all that good stuff. I couldn't find a challenge for it. I couldn't find a video or a series for it. Come on, guys, this is the best thing you could do on Sims. You control every move. It's practically a cult already. But no, it was just so weird. I don't get it. Again, it's probably my idea. The cult idea was my mother's idea first, because she introduced me to Sim when I was like 3. And then I just kept redoing it. Like on Sims 2, I would have it. Of course, I didn't have the great mods I do now to make it so much easier. But, you know, I would have an elder and a child and stuff like that. And they would bring somebody in and then forcibly keep them there. And God, his stress idea is horrible. Jeez. Why? I'm gonna ask about his career. Oh, how old is he? I thought this guy was like a teenager, but I think he might be an adult. That'd be kind of weird. I wonder how he changed so quickly. Did he do it at the party? There was a bunch of cakes everywhere because I didn't know if they would be able to get in there or not. So he probably used one for himself. I'm not sure if they're allowed to do that. I have no idea. It wouldn't shock me if they did that before, though. They use a lot of stuff. Might let him. He is unemployed. Well, that's good. Also, with employment, talking about employment, all the men have to do work one job, and that's business. And doing business, a lot of them has a lot of better qualities. Like I'm always getting that they would do a better job at another career. Each career that they would be better at is different, and they probably would be, and they'd probably get a lot better at it. It's just that many of the cult members are just better at doing that job, and they're all supposed to be similar. So it wouldn't make much sense to have that. Maybe less creepy if he was an adult, like her age. It's not like, I'm upset about an elder being with a young adult. I just find it a little creepy that, they get sick a lot. Oh, they're on a date. And be like, some guy pissed on himself. Dang it. You're able to go into the, because he was talking to his future wife. Of course. And I'm going to see if they can ask each other out now. They've asked each other to prom already, and it worked perfectly. Propose going steady, yay! Wait, why can't you? Oh, well, that isn't very fair. And let's see. These guys, they're friends, but every time I try to get them to hit on each other, it goes pretty badly because this guy won't take it. And he does a bunch of pranks on her, too. For God's sake, just fall in love with her already. And Angel doesn't have anybody yet because I forgot to bring one girl in, or not one girl, one person in for them. So I'm probably gonna have her have one kid. Then I'm gonna age him up a bunch, and then I'm going to have them get together, have a kid, maybe fall in love after the kid's born. It doesn't matter. They don't even have to be freaking married. They just have, graduating, yeah, they're both adults. Wonder when that happened. They're good friends now. I hope he isn't dating anybody because it'd be pretty sad. You'll have to leave them for her, which would be which wouldn't be too sad. I've done that to a bunch of Sims. I got really close to their husbands or wives, and then I had them leave them. And this is with the Black Widow chat, and I've done that with the. Of course he's grumpy. He better not leave. He better not bring that out on the kid. Because again, I don't care about him or anything about him. I just want to use him so I can have some kids. Gonna see. I guess I can have he and Mom a kiss. I guess he doesn't even have to be married. He just has to have a kid, like 2. One for the person who probably won't get one because there's not enough people to go around. And the other, yay, she just learned a cooking skill. She'll need that because women around for very long, but girls already have really great cooking skills and cleaning skills and all this good stuff because they're constantly cleaning or cooking or doing something for the other people in the cult. They never get a freaking break, and she's only been alive for a while because she was made when the kids were made and they just turned her teenage skier, but she already has 3 and 2 on the. Oh my god, I hope this works. Yay! I don't even care if they're together, I just need to have kids. It's really starting to get ankle deep. And let's see. Is that it? That can't be it. They have to do something, come on. Kiss. You see, the leader of the club was originally going to be Venus Lovelace and her husband, Thomas Lovelace, like it is in the roleplay. But the household was so full that we wouldn't have minutes, and I didn't want it to be unplayable because I really wanted to play them. I don't know any other way to do it. So now I have this Elder Lovelace chick. I don't really care about her much. Wait, who's this guy? Who cares about that girl? It's his sister, I guess. I really don't know. I really haven't listened good enough to care yet. Just as long as we get kids from him. It's starting to get really icy out here. Maybe I should change her outerwear at some point. People keep calling her, but I really don't listen. Let's see. Ignore call. Wasn't anything important. Because it would tell you. Just need to see proposed going steady. Or. No, let's just get him home then. Is he gonna come too? Wait. I really need him to come too so they can have intercourse. And I just realized that some of my Sims aren't very happy. Go here with date. But right now, let's see what's wrong with you. Throughout the kid's childhood, like through teenage years and through childhood, I didn't really care about the adults because the adults should be able to take care of themselves. So you see, they have their crazy thing because they haven't left the house since they were teenagers, since they graduated, because that was when I started to lock them in, and they weren't allowed to leave and stuff like that since they were the homemakers, and the homemakers, for some reason, love to leave the house. And then the male won't be able to find out which house is. And I got so sick of it that I just started locking them in to a certain household. Said that's the household you must stay in. And then I would know by their wife or their child, because when they're toddlers, I don't let them leave the house either. When they're kids, they can leave and socialize and have all this good stuff, have a piece of what it means to be actually living as a normal person, slightly, with the playground that I really didn't work that hard on. It was just like 5 seconds. It wouldn't let me put that much inside of it, so I just, can't have balls in the house. It's against the rules. You can't have balls on the inside throwing them around. I'll break something. That's against the freaking rules. So he doesn't have that. And finally, he's so kicked over. And, finally, on the other lot that I had for this, they had a swimming pool and all this stuff, but they only had 3 houses because at first I wasn't sure how many I was going to get. But then I realized that, they really needed to populate. So I thought, okay, we'll just do this. And these 2 two houses right here, are not being used. And when these 3 people die when they're adults, will be also unused. So I'm gonna have more instant babies, and probably gonna have her probably have like a kid or so, and have the other ones have at least 1 kid. Each of them pretty quick before we kill them. Then they'll be gone forever. Enough said. I'm gonna end it here. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna end the date, in the episode, in everything. Well, not the series, because it just began.